Okay, Doyle. Evidently, it would be safe to say that Puggy has been a natural poker player. He learned how to play poker on instinct.
He had the best natural instincts of any poker player I've ever been at the table with.
It might even be in his genes through his daddy.
Well, it could be. Like I say, he don't have any idea about the odds and so forth on different hands and everything. It's a built-in thing that he can go about some mathematical equation or something, you know, about a poker hand. Go about it in the most unorthodox ways that you can imagine, but when he gives you the answer, it's surprisingly close. It's really amazing.
Do you think it's possible for those kind of men to still exist, in that there's been so many books written on this subject and so much book learning now required? Is it possible for a young man to come along and just learn it instinctively and win the money?
I think that you'll find that it's going to get harder and harder for people to come through without a basic knowledge of the game, because of the fact that the brighter people are getting into the poker industry because they see that it's a good way to make a lot of money, and it's interesting, and it's really a good way of life that is an up and coming thing, I think, particularly with all these poker tournaments and everything that they're beginning to have around the country. A man could do nothing but play in those poker tournaments and make an extremely good living if he was ready to play in them.
What would you say to viewers out there now that are just starting out or just getting a little interest in poker? Where would you tell them to start out? How would you tell them to go about getting their education?
Well, I related my gambling, learning to play poker, just on a scale just like you were going to school. I started out playing in small games, which would kind of be the equivalent of going to grade school, and then I graduated up to a little bit bigger game, and then I finally began to decide to be a professional. I traveled around the country, and then finally, when you get in graduate school, you go to Vegas and you're ready to take the world on. But it's a good way to make a living for someone that, like Puggy said, he said, I came from a well-to-do family, which, you know, that's not so. I came off of a farm.
It was well-to-do next to mine.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, he came from poverty, and I just came from, you know, just a poor family. Not a poor family. We always had plenty, but we weren't a, you know,
middle class, you'd say.
I'd say middle class. Yeah.
Yeah.